Okay, so good evening.
Good evening.
So my name is Almedina Karanovic. I'm going to be interviewing my father.
David Keranovic.
Okay, so we will be talking about the Bosnian War. Can you please explain your role in the war?
Yeah, my role was start since when I was 19 years old. I joined in our country, Yugoslavia. That was Yugoslavia. In our country was a system. The military was obligation. So after you got the 18 years old, they you know they you have to join to the military, serve the military 1 year, and when I was 19 years old, I joined the military. I served my 1 year, but the war started. Actually, the country got separated by the. It was like a chain republics. First Slovenia, then Croatia, then Bosnia. So I joined military in 1991, and my republic Bosnia, which I'm originally from Bosnia, declared independence. So uh, I got stuck in the military in the middle of the Serbia, and the war started in Croatia. So they sent me to the in Croatia and with the old military, all the paramilitary, a lot of Yugoslavian military, because the military, uh, uh, they declare, I guess they didn't let the country fell apart. So we was in a Croatia, and they was tell us we still united. The just the a few Croatian politician is bad. They want independency, so we're not supposed to be let them do. All propaganda. But the whole war led the Croatia declare independency. But we didn't. Before that, I was only 19 years old. I didn't read the news. I was not in the politic and anything. So uh, uh, in in the meantime, I realized what's going on, and I tried to escape from military, but it was very hard because when they catch a few people and they show us how they got beaten, but they tell that Croatian beat them because uh, they catch them, but originally it was our military. They try to prove the guys, whoever leave the whoever try to leave, he's gonna be beaten and stuff like that. So November 6, 1991, me and one Croatian guy, we decide, we're gonna leave. We're gonna uh, uh, try to escape from the Serbian military, because we see what's going on, and we stop on a mine, and we got wounded. So we got to bring it to the hospital, and I was 6 months in the hospital. So my leg was almost fall apart. So it was pretty bad. And then uh, we my in the meantime, my country got Bosnia too got declared independency. The things start very very bad, worse. So uh, and I got stuck in the hospital. I had no contact with the parents, no nothing. Um, then 6 months later, they released me from the military, but my place was occupied already. My father was killed. My brother, 19 years old, was killed. Like 52 people in my little town was village was killed. Kids and everything. The people was deported. My brother was captured. It's not a capture. He didn't have even weapons. He was civilian. He bring the concentration. They bring him to the concentration camp in Banja Luka, uh, in Bosnia down there. So, but I got the papers from the military, so they released me, and they let me go to the under Bosnian control, the territory. So they assume I was okay because I was serving in the military, so I was okay. So in the meantime, I joined the Bosnian military, and I was there too. So I was wounded too in the Bosnian military. Uh, uh, then uh, I was serving like Bosnian military like 3 years, and it was very bad. Uh, we was on the territory. We like 2 miles 2 miles you can walk you can in a 2 miles range you can walk. All was occupied, the place, the town where I was. All around was Serbs. Then in that town they start mess with the Croatian people. It was a war between, nobody. It was very bad. It was very, very messy. So we didn't have any food. The United Nations find a way how they drop the food. We was eating, like no bread. Once a while you got the bread in 3 days, maybe, a lot of bread. You get a piece of bread, and it's very, very dark, which is now I realize it's very, very healthy, but it was very bad. So the United Nations tried to drop with the airplane, tried to drop the food for us. uh, I know a few people got killed because they was starving. They was running for the when they dropped the food, the boxes was falling on the people, and a few people got killed too, because they try to they fight also. They was uh, uh, they kill each other because they was fighting for the food, because the one wants to take the box, the other one, he said I take the first, because people has a family and they try to feed them kids. They try to get that food, the boxes. So it was very bad. And other side, uh, uh, also, like I said before, my brother got captured just because he's a Bosnian, and he's a Muslim. That time he got captured, and they make a torture to them. He told me that one time, there was he bring him they bring him to the uh, field. They was picking the apple for the some uh, for them, and they was playing with my brother. They said, they decide already they're gonna beat him. So they make a plan, let's play. And one soldier said to my brother, imagine you taking the apple, like 1,000 apple, and you can't eat, and you starving, you very hungry. So the soldier says, take it, eat it. My brother's, he's take the apple, so the other soldier says, no, no, you can't eat, no, you're not gonna eat. The other one said, I said eat it. So my brother, he didn't know which one listen, and he realized, he's gonna be, he's in trouble. So uh, either way, whatever he do. So the other one said eat it. The other said no, eat it, don't eat it. So he didn't know what to do, and he decided not eat the apple. So the soldiers who tell him to eat beat him to the he said to the death, because he didn't eat it. And he saw a lot of other things, which was, very, very, they take the person is from his room just because he has a last name, they didn't like it, or whatever, or first name, they didn't like it. Tomorrow you don't see that guy anymore, he got killed, he got beaten, and stuff like that. But matter of fact, the war stopped. It's very interesting things, and I think it's all politic, because I think the country still under, country still Bosnia, but it's very, very divided. The way they do, uh, I think it's still not going well, because they have they they make a plan here, and the good thing is they stopped the war, but it still doesn't work very well. But at least no war. So that's the main point. And I visit the Bosnia. I used to visit every year, but now we had a daughter in college and stuff like that. So we can't afford any year, but every year. But I was the last year, so we planning next year. Every other year we going to Bosnia, and it's still very bad. It's not war. It's economic problem. A lot of corruption in the country. Very lot of corruption, and politician is the biggest problem in the Bosnia. They got good pay and they don't want a country goes forward because they. I said to people when I talk about Bosnia, I said the politician would be best if they just came to work and collect their money, collect them, get the income, and do not anything, not even talk, because people's gonna united together without them, because they just making they just making worst for the people, because anything Bosnia tried to get in European Union, but the politician doesn't want to do that because they're gonna lose the benefits. European Union is gonna stop the corruption. The prosecuted the corrupted politician, and they don't want it. The Bosnian politician, they don't want it. They like that system wherever it is now. They making hell of the money, and because they got good paid. Like I would say, let's put this way. In Bosnia, a regular person make like $400 a month, and politician makes, let's say, let me just convert. They made like around $4,500 a month. Yeah, so 10 times more than a regular person, and everything you want to do it's gonna go. If you're not if you're not that loyal to the politician, you're not gonna get the job. You're not gonna get it. So you have to vote for the party to get the benefits. But Bosnia is a beautiful country to visit. It's very beautiful. We even have Olympic 1984 Olympic Games and war. It's voted actually for best country, one of the best country. I read a couple months ago. You can find on internet. People is very hard, very. They had a good heart. They like to talk. They like it's very good country. So the good thing is no war. So that's the main thing. The war stops. So and it was not war to even start the war, because what's a war? So what's the point? I lost my dad. I lost my brother, 18 years old brother that time. He was so what's a war to have nothing changed. Bosnia is an independent country, but we're still dealing with the Serbian. We still everything is like used to be before war start. But I don't have my dad. I don't have my brother. Like 1 million people is out of the country. Like see, I'm in the United States. I supposedly down there finish the school, but because of the war, everything is messed up. I think it was not worth to start that war. And it's very bad. It was big mistake. You have any more question? Maybe I didn't answer.
During the war, how was your experience at home? How did your mother handle having all her kids and feeding them and being able to survive?
Oh, it was very bad. Let me get the one sample. So, for example, we are Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't eat the pork. We're not supposed to be eat the pork, or but My mother didn't, because we was a ethnically Muslim village, but I heard there was a people, in other people where was a mix, and they no light, so that everything was destroyed. We don't have electricity. So Bosnian people, they use the what you call fat from the pork fat to cook. Muslim people to cook, because they didn't have a oil. They it's how what you could do, because you get to the point, you don't care about the religion thing, because you starving, you have to eat. For example, the thing is, it was a thing, it was a moment when I was in the military. We don't get the food, I said, oh, I wouldn't care, I would eat anything, pork, anything, I just, I'm starving, I'm hungry, I want to eat anything. So it was very bad. My mother has she left because they took the out of the town. She told me all, like, from 14 to 65 uh, men's. So she left with the three little kids. They was on the 10, and they left her with them. She they deport them in other town. So it was no food. They give them once a day. You got to go with the portion. They give you portion, so you gotta go to the station, like a Red Cross station, to get that food that day, once a day.
And how many kids did she have in total?
Oh, my mother has 10 kids, two daughters, 8 boys. Like I said, one got killed, 18 years old, and
Crazy. Is there anything else you would like to share with us?
that's more. I would just say, uh, uh, it's very bad. Every war is very bad, and it's not worth anything. After the war finish, the politicians, they gonna be the same. They don't care about regular people. It's I would say everything is better than war. Just don't uh, don't force, don't, if you have a right to vote for not to go in a war or something, it's every war brings the killing, and starving the people. So uh, I wouldn't never, if I was now, if I had to choose, I would, before, if I was like this now, if I had a picture, I would take my family out of the country, and go to the China, go to the Russia, go to the any country. The land, the ground, it's not worth, it. We're gonna start war, and they're gonna say, oh, let's call them Serbia, let's call them Bosnia. Who cares how we're gonna call the piece of land? People got killed, and that's what we don't want.
And in total, do you know how many people died from that war?
They say, totally, by the statistic, it's like 200 people died. Over 1 million people got changed, they go out of the country. 200 people got killed. Totally, 8,000 in 3 days in Srebrenica. I'm sure most of you guys heard about. It's about 8,000, more than 8,000 got killed in 3 days. People. So it's pretty mess.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you very much.